Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract money with ease, whilst there's other people who always seem to struggle? I used to think it was just luck until I upgraded one core money belief and I watched my income just skyrocket. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you the exact belief that helped change my finances and how you can use it to unlock more money and more abundance in your own life. Now, I want to start by taking you back to where this belief was formed in my life because we all love a story, right? And this story is going to explain everything. I grew up on a council estate in Manchester in England called Openshaw. Now, for those of you that are tuning in from the US, that's what you would call the projects. Now, in my upbringing, money was never spoken about in an abundant way. So the conversations that I heard growing up were things like money is so hard to earn. If you want to earn money, you've got to be a hustler, you've got to grind for it. Nothing comes easy. And if you want more money, you've got to struggle. Now, as a kid, I didn't question that. I didn't analyze it. What did I do? I absorbed it. And that belief didn't stay as words. What it really did is it embedded itself straight into my subconscious mind. So, in other words, it became a part of my identity without me even realizing it. So, when I became an adult, my results matched that belief perfectly. I was trying to make money. I wasn't sitting around and waiting for something to happen. I was doing everything that I could think of to earn money. I was working hard, sometimes ridiculously hard, and yet I never seemed to have enough. Now, there was periods where my ex-partner was paying the rent whilst I was literally out in the pouring down rain on a pedal bike delivering Uber Eats. Think about that. And I remember cycling through Manchester, I was soaked to the bone. I was telling myself that this is what hard work looks like, and this is what you've got to do to get ahead. I genuinely believed that the harder I pushed, the more money would eventually come. But it never did in the way that I expected. No matter how much effort I put in, money always felt out of reach. And really, when we think about it, that's the part that really messes with you. Because when you're working hard and still not seeing the results, it's not just frustrating, it's kind of confusing as well. You start asking yourself, why am I doing everything right and still struggling? And you start to question your worth, even your intelligence and your future. And you don't just feel short of money, you feel short of hope. And what's wild is money's infinite. It's everywhere. There's no shortage of money on this planet. But if your subconscious mind believes that money is hard to earn, it's going to make sure that money is always hard to earn for you. Not because you're lazy, not because you're stupid or you're incapable. It's because your subconscious mind's job is to prove whatever it already believes to be true. This is where most people completely misunderstand how money actually works. Your subconscious doesn't reason, it doesn't argue, it doesn't judge whether a belief is good or bad. Whatever it accepts as true, it expresses through your behavior, your emotional responses, your confidence level, and the decisions that you make every single day. And those decisions compound into results. So if your subconscious mind believes that money can only come through struggle, what's it going to do? It's going to guide you into situations where struggle feels normal. That's when you overwork, you chase, you undervalue yourself. You say yes when really you should say no. You stay busy but not productive. And without realizing it, you keep recreating the same financial reality again and again. Everything started to change for me when I came across Bob Proctor on YouTube. I just kept listening to Bob and I kept studying and I kept rewinding the same ideas over and over again because something about it just resonated with me. It felt true. Now, eventually, I invested in mentorship with Bob Proctor, and I remember hearing him say something that completely stopped me in my tracks. He said, money responds to belief, not hard work, not effort, but belief. That sentence alone dismantled everything that I thought I knew. He also taught me a simple but very powerful affirmation: money is attracted to me. Now, at first, that sounds so simple, but deep down, I knew this wasn't about words. It was about repetition and identity. So I started to implement it properly, not once in a while or occasionally, but every single day with intention. And here's what happened. Now, nothing external changed overnight. Okay, the world didn't suddenly just hand me opportunities. What changed was my internal set point. Okay, so at the time, I was building an online fitness company, but the business model didn't suddenly become magical. No, what changed was how I showed up, how I spoke to people, how I priced my services, how I made decisions, how I carried myself, and how I saw myself. Do you know within 5.5 months, I turned my yearly income into a monthly income? Think about that. Money just started showing up in ways that literally shocked me. Opportunities appeared that I couldn't have even planned. People said yes faster. Introductions just happened naturally. And it stopped feeling like I was chasing money and started feeling like money was responding to me for once. You know, I've got a daughter called Esme, and I took her to Disneyland. I took her and my son to Dubai. And I remember standing there in Dubai thinking like, wow, this doesn't even seem real, right? Not in a ego way, but in a grounded and grateful way. That's when I knew that this belief wasn't something I was just saying anymore. It had literally become part of who I was. Now, that internal shift eventually led me to working directly with Bob Proctor and becoming top 1% of Bob Proctor's consultants worldwide within his company. And this didn't get achieved because I was working harder than anyone else. No, it got achieved because my internal relationship with money changed first. Okay. Now I want to slow this down and I want to really coach you on this because this is the part that most people skip and why they stay stuck. Your subconscious mind learns through repetition, emotion, and consistency. It does not respond to logic. It's very important to understand. You can consciously want more money all day long, but if your subconscious mind has been conditioned to associate money with stress, struggle, or unworthiness, it will always override your conscious intentions. This is why so many people know what to do, but don't do it consistently. It's why people hit a certain level and then just snap back down. Your subconscious is like a thermostat, okay? And it will always pull you back to what feels familiar until you upgrade the belief underneath it. That's why application and implementation is so important. So every night before you go to sleep, go and look at yourself in the mirror and say out loud 10 times, money is attracted to me. Money is attracted to me. I am going to attract money tomorrow. Okay? Say it slowly. Let your nervous system hear it. Let your mind feel it. And then when you wake up in the morning, before you check your phone, before the world starts to pull your attention in dozens of directions, just say that money is attracted to me. I am going to attract money today. This goes past positive thinking, okay? This is repetition impressing a new instruction onto your subconscious mind. And when that instruction starts to feel normal, guess what happens? Your behavior and results have no choice but to follow. That is not my opinion, that's a universal principle. Now, if this is resonating and you're starting to realize that effort hasn't been your issue, it's your internal programming that has, then I want to invite you to something deeper. Now, in January, I'm running a free 5-day masterclass called the Magnetic Business Launchpad. It's going to be very powerful. This isn't about motivation or positive thinking. Over these 5 days, I'm literally going to walk you through how your subconscious mind actually controls your income. I'm going to show you why your self image determines what you allow yourself to receive, and also how to shift your internal set point so that money feels natural instead of stressful, and how to align your mindset with the strategy you're already using so it can finally work the way that it should do. Now, this is designed specifically for business owners and high performers who look like they're doing okay on the surface. They might look that way, right? But they feel stuck at the same level and they know that there's something internal that's holding them back. Now, each day is going to build upon the next, and we're going to go deep, but I'm going to keep it practical, okay? So you're going to understand why you've been snapping back to the same results, how to reprogram that pattern, and also how to step into a version of yourself that naturally attracts more opportunities, income, and ease without overworking or burning yourself out. Now, this masterclass, this workshop is completely free, and the details are below when you're ready. But for now, start with the belief money is attracted to me, because when that upgrades, everything else has no choice but to follow.